Awesome. Hey, what's up, everybody? Ayla Brown here from Country 102.5, and I'm really excited to talk to you because
Thank you.
you're welcome. You seem like a super mellow guy
Yep.
off stage, but I've seen you on stage. Actually, I've only seen you one time live, and it was at the Ryman when you opened up for Merle Haggard.
Oh man, yeah,
And that was how many years ago? Like
that was
four?
about 4 years ago. Yeah, that was Merle's last two shows at the Ryman,
Right.
and I was thankful to be a part of that. It was really, really amazing, and
Now,
miss,
did he
miss Merle
ask
a
you
bunch.
to be a part of?
Yeah,
a part of
that whole crew. I'd been touring with him quite a bit at that time, doing
Yeah.
a bunch of acoustic shows right before him, and yeah, got to know that camp pretty well. So it was really, really thankful. We shared the same agent at the time,
Okay.
and it just worked out. But they didn't have to have anybody, and they chose me, so I was grateful
I was
for
going to
that.
say, what an honor, because at the time, I had lived in Nashville for 9 years. I just moved back up to Boston to take this job, but it was my first time seeing you, kind of hearing your name. You were just kind of coming on the scene,
Mhm.
and it was just such a treat for me to be able to watch your artistry on stage.
Oh,
And I was
thank you.
like, I don't know who this guy is, but he is going somewhere. And now I'm
Thanks.
so excited to be actually telling you that
I
in
appreciate
person.
that. That means a lot. Thank you very much.
Of course.
You're right. I was jumping back into the artist scene at that point, like mainstream wise,
Yeah.
kind of in a big way, and that was right before "Buy Me a Boat" hit, of course. And so it was a really cool and fun time in our life. I mean, at that point, I just focused on songwriting full time. I had 2 record deals before that, and had done the whole dog and pony show, and was kind of burnt out at that point. But whenever I got with Hag and did the shows, that was kind of a reculmination and revisit of all that, and it felt really good. And yeah, so we just got back in the groove of it, and then Boat happened, and then it was like this crazy trajectory after that, and it just happened all at once. But I think that God puts you in the right places at the right time.
You're so right.
When you're supposed to be there, and obviously, my wife and I, we were like comfortable at that time where we were, and it was just great. It just worked out. So it's continued to work out.
And I don't know if that was the night that you had debuted the song that you wrote about your wife.
Holding Her?
Yes.
No, actually, I'd had it out. I actually released it, actually. It's just not a lot of people heard it. A little bit on one record deal I recorded it, and then I released it after that too on Warner Brothers, which became a top 20 hit then. But,
right, exactly.
But it was kind of in that pivotal moment to where, if you were part of the underground grassroots following
then
of me, then you know the song and you knew who I was or whatever. But like the world didn't yet, and so thankfully with more hits and being able to stack them up and largely to your station for playing it gave me a voice and it gave me a platform, and now we're just so grateful.
If you could count the amount of years that you would say that you've been grinding doing this, how many years do you think it would be?
Oh gosh, I mean, I moved to Nashville 13 years ago, and we've been grinding. I mean, I've been grinding it ever since. But my wife and I've been grinding it together for like 10 years hardcore.
Wow.
And I mean, just that didn't come out right, but it sounded.
Okay.
But I mean,
We all know what you
that
meant.
is also true.
No
that is
worries.
also true if you guys want to know. But anyway, but no, we've been out there, at the musical grind, man.
Yeah.
We've been doing it together, and it's been fun because. We work together. We do everything hand in hand, and we just wouldn't do it any other way, period. So
I was going to say, what's it like having your life partner, but also like musical partner in crime with you on this journey?
Really good, really good. I mean, especially when I signed to Warner after Buy Me a Boat, I just said, look, my two big restrictions were with the label that I wrote or not restrictions, but my things that I brought to the table
That
were
you
that
wanted when you signed. Okay.
that I write my own songs and produce and record my own songs if I want to, but I write everything. And then my wife is my manager, and they were like, hey, that's cool. We're cool with it. And so
they were fine with that.
Yeah, and that's the only way I would do it. So, and that's the only way I would truly, honestly accept it. And is a lot of the reason why we're here today and why we are at the place we are in our career because of that. And so you just keep your morals about you and you keep what's important to you first, then it always works out. And we've always just done that. I don't know. We're just real comfortable about what we do, and we're real thankful for what we have. And it's been a building process all the way, but it's always been in a real positive way. So we've had so many doors open and, so many closed too, but for every closed one, there's an open one. And recently, talking today even, we've had stuff just fall into our lap that, man, it's just huge blessings, career-wise. So it's great. We've really built something together, and with the radio community that's, I think, is worthwhile and really strong, and you just don't get that every day of the week. So
Agreed.
It's awesome.
And I'm going to go back to my first question as my last question, because you seem like such a mellow guy just talking to you, but I've seen you on
Pretty
stage.
mellow guy.
So how do you almost like turn it on every night? And is this your time to relax?
Yeah. I'm basically like this whenever I'm not on stage.
Yeah.
When I'm on
but when
stage.
you're on stage, you're at a totally different level.
Yep.
That when people see you for the first time, they're like, I want what he's having.
Well, thanks.
What he's on, I want it.
Well, the first two great things to let the audience know is I don't do drugs and I don't drink. So I don't do anything that disrupts my body whatsoever. Never have. But my thing is, I don't know. People say they're high on life all the time. I really am. I mean, I feel like my platform, which is the stage, and it's in front of a lot of people, my platform is to just be positive with people and help people get through the day, because really what they're looking for is to be entertained, in my opinion. And they also, people, even myself, we're all just starving for positivity in the world because we just don't get enough of it, frankly. So when I get up there, I just feel like it's part of my calling to do it, and I lose myself, and that's something I can't explain to you because I don't know. It's always been that way. I was born to do music. I wasn't manufactured to do it. So I just lose myself in the middle of it, and I don't really know what's happening. I just kind of let it go. So, but
some people say they have that alter personality. Like, is that what you feel like you have when you
my
get up
wife
there?
says I have a Jekyll and Hyde personality, but I don't think so. I mean, I think I'm just a Class A weirdo with some good musical talent. But
well,
I mean,
we think you have amazing musical talent too, and I'm so excited to see how much
I
you've
appreciate
grown
it.
in the past 4 years since I've been blessed to see you.
Well,
on
I
stage.
appreciate
So,
that.
No
it's just,
pressure, but
no
you know.
pressure taken. It's that's the one thing in my life that I don't really stress about is music. So
Yeah.
that's
well, what
it.
is a stress? I mean,
Nothing. I fear nothing in this life. Child of God, you don't fear anything. But it's. But I will tell you that we stress about the stupidest stuff. I mean, we're just like normal people. So Kelly and I stress about stuff that most people looking from the outside in at our position would go, "What are you even worried about?" But just little things. But our day-to-day grind and day-to-day life is different than most 9-to-5 day-to-day life and grind and things like that. But everybody's going through something is the biggest part of it, and if you can just remember that about people, then you can really kind of relate to where they're coming from no matter what. And that's what I try to do when I'm on stage, is just remember that everybody's going through something, whether it's positive or negative or whatever it is. And a lot of times they have negativity in their life, and they're at a concert because they want to take a few hours and get over it. So
yes, and they want to connect with you and the things that you say and how you make them feel. So thank you for doing that.
Thanks.
And thank you for being such a true artist to country music.
Well, I appreciate that.
Very blessed to have gotten to know
Thank
you.
The songs are real. I mean, they're all, I handwrite them myself, and
in a journal?
No, I handwrite them in my head. I know that sounds stupid,
Wait,
but
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I write all my. I said I handwrite them. That's actually a lie. I don't handwrite anything.
Visualize.
I really kind of do. I look at music like music videos, and so I see them that way. And all my lyrics go into my head.
August Rush.
Pretty much.
Okay.
All my lyrics go into my head, and then I just say them when they're done, and that kind of thing. And
so you have to have a co-writer being like, "Oh my God, what did he say? I'm going to write it down
Yeah.
real fast," because if it comes out and they miss it or you forget.
Yeah, co-writing with me is got to be
weird.
hell, because I'm an A personality, number one, and number two, it's like I don't know, I just say stuff and then I forget it 2 seconds later, and so if somebody's not there with a recorder or something to take it down with,
it's gone.
It's just gone. But that's just the way it is, I have several songs. I have a new album in October coming out, and thanks. And so even with Good Vibes, it was just I got on a microphone and just rapped it out, and then kind of went back and wrote the song. I usually rap my songs and then go back and write them down.
That's just a better way to rhyme in a way.
I just think it's
fun.
I just think it's real. I mean, it really is real. If I spend too much time thinking about anything, then I've already spent too much time thinking about it.
What
the way I
about
look
your
at
slow
it.
songs? Did you rap them at first and then slow them down with
Pretty
the tempo?
much, yeah, pretty much.
Amazing.
Pretty much. I
love that.
I just think of things like with Holding Her. I just think of my life story and what it is, and then just do it. And Drunk Girl the same way. We wrote Drunk Girl. My co-writer was on the piano playing it. He was just playing the melody, which turned out to be Drunk Girl, and I just started singing it, and that just happened.
So when your co-writer and you said, "Take a drunk girl home," did your co-writer stop on the key and go, "Say what?"
Actually, it was his title to begin with. He had said it earlier in the day, and but it just, I don't know, when it just had the right melody, just kind of fell into place, and and it wasn't any. It was there were no preconceived notions really. It just kind of happened, that's just the magic of making music. The way that I make it, the way that I'm involved in it, is just really loosey goosey. And same way when I'm stage. I mean, I don't follow a set list or anything. I just write down a bunch of songs and usually play about 50% of them, and that's it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much to Chris Janson for hanging out with us.
Thank
really
you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.